Its bright red body was crushed against a guardrail on a lonely stretch of highway just outside town. One headlight hung by a wire. The windshield was shattered. Rain poured from the dark evening sky, washing dirt and broken glass across the pavement. Traffic had long disappeared, and the flashing emergency lights were gone. But what caught Michael's attention wasn't the wreck itself. It was the fact that someone had simply abandoned it. A car worth hundreds of thousands of dollars sat alone in the rain like it meant nothing to its owner. And hidden inside that ruined Ferrari was something that would change a struggling single father's life forever. Before we begin, if you believe kindness still matters, and that one act of compassion can change a person's destiny, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs inspiration today, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional stories. Michael Turner was 38 years old and exhausted. Life had not been kind to him. 3 years earlier, he had lost his wife Emily to a sudden illness that no doctor had caught in time. One day she was laughing with their 6-year-old daughter Lily in the kitchen, and weeks later she was gone. Since then, Michael had been trying to be both father and mother. He worked long shifts at a small auto repair shop on the edge of town. The pay barely covered rent, groceries, and school supplies. Most months ended with him staring at unpaid bills while pretending everything was fine for Lily. The little girl never complained. She wore hand-me-down clothes. She understood when birthday gifts were small. She smiled even when dinner was simple. That made everything harder. Because Michael knew she deserved more. That rainy evening, he was driving home from work when he spotted the wrecked Ferrari. Curiosity made him pull over. The police had already cleared the accident. The tow truck hadn't arrived because the storm had flooded several roads. Michael walked carefully toward the damaged car. The driver's side door was open. Nobody was inside. The interior was soaked from the rain. At first, he planned to leave immediately. Then he noticed something strange. A black leather folder rested beneath the passenger seat. Part of it was sticking out. Michael reached inside and grabbed it before the rain could destroy it. The folder felt unusually heavy. When he opened it, his heart nearly stopped. Stacks of documents filled the inside. Bank papers. Property records. Business contracts. And tucked into a hidden compartment was a small flash drive and an envelope. Inside the envelope was a handwritten note. The message was short. "If anything happens to me, don't let them bury the truth." Michael stared at the words. A chill ran through his body. He had no idea who wrote the note or what truth it referred to. The smart thing would have been handing everything directly to the authorities. But something told him there was more to the story. The next morning, news reports revealed the Ferrari belonged to Victoria Harrington, one of the wealthiest women in the state. She was a billionaire entrepreneur whose technology company had recently become one of the fastest-growing businesses in the country. Yet according to the reports, Victoria had disappeared. Nobody knew where she was. Some journalists claimed she was recovering privately after the crash. Others suggested she had left the country. The stories didn't match. And Michael couldn't stop thinking about the note. Over the next few days, curiosity became concern. One evening after Lily went to sleep, Michael plugged the flash drive into an old laptop. What he found left him speechless. The drive contained thousands of files. Financial records. Emails. Video recordings. Evidence showing massive corruption involving several powerful executives connected to Victoria's company. Money had been secretly diverted through fake accounts. Investors had been deceived. Employees had been framed for crimes they didn't commit. And buried among the files was a video recorded by Victoria herself. She appeared exhausted. Afraid. Desperate. She explained that she had discovered the corruption months earlier. The people responsible were extremely powerful. When she tried exposing them, threats began. Then accidents started happening. She feared someone wanted her gone. If anyone found the recording, she begged them to deliver the evidence to trustworthy investigators. Michael sat frozen. This wasn't just a business scandal. People's lives had been destroyed. Millions of dollars had been stolen. The evidence could bring down influential individuals. But it could also put anyone carrying it in danger. For several nights he barely slept. Every option seemed wrong. If he ignored the files, innocent victims would never receive justice. If he exposed them, he might become a target himself. Then something happened that made the decision easier. Lily came home from school crying. One of her classmates had made fun of her worn shoes. Michael held his daughter while she tried to hide her tears. That night, as he watched her sleep, he realized something important. He wanted to teach her courage. Not fear. The next morning, he contacted federal investigators anonymously. Carefully, he delivered copies of everything. The investigation moved faster than anyone expected. Within weeks, shocking arrests dominated national headlines. Several executives were taken into custody. Frozen accounts revealed millions in hidden funds. Victims began coming forward. The scandal became one of the biggest corporate corruption cases in years. Yet Victoria Harrington remained missing. Months passed. Life slowly returned to normal. Michael never told anyone about his role. He continued fixing cars. Continued paying bills. Continued being the best father he could be. Then one afternoon, something extraordinary happened. A black SUV stopped outside the repair shop. Two professionally dressed individuals stepped out. They asked for Michael Turner. His stomach tightened. For a moment, he wondered if something had gone wrong. Instead, one of them handed him a letter. The signature at the bottom made his jaw drop. Victoria Harrington. According to the letter, she had survived the crash. The accident wasn't accidental. She had escaped before certain people could find her. For months she remained hidden while investigators built their case. Now that the truth had emerged, she was finally safe. And she knew exactly who had helped make it happen. Michael read the letter twice. Then 3 times. Victoria explained that she had tracked the chain of evidence and eventually learned who recovered the folder from her Ferrari. She wrote that most people would have sold the information, destroyed it, or ignored it. Instead, he chose integrity. She could never repay that fully. But she intended to try. The representatives handed Michael another envelope. Inside was a legal document. His hands trembled as he read it. Victoria had established an educational trust fund for Lily. Every school expense. Every college expense. Every future educational opportunity. Fully covered. Michael couldn't breathe. Tears blurred the page. For years he had worried about giving Lily opportunities he could never afford. Now those worries disappeared in an instant. But there was more. Victoria had also invested in the struggling repair shop where Michael worked. The owner, nearing retirement, had planned to close the business. Instead, the investment allowed expansion, modernization, and employee raises. Months later, Michael was offered a partnership position. For the first time in years, his future looked stable. His financial burdens eased. His daughter's future became secure. And none of it happened because he chased money. It happened because he chose honesty when nobody was watching. A year later, Michael finally met Victoria in person. The meeting was simple. No reporters. No cameras. Just 2 people whose lives had unexpectedly crossed paths. Victoria thanked him for protecting the truth. Michael thanked her for changing Lily's future. As they talked, he learned something remarkable. During her months in hiding, Victoria often thought about the stranger who found her evidence. She imagined a powerful lawyer. A journalist. An investigator. Never a struggling single father fixing engines in a small garage. The realization had restored her faith in people. Because sometimes heroes don't wear suits. Sometimes they wear oil-stained work shirts and spend their evenings helping children with homework. Years passed. Lily grew older. She excelled in school. She eventually earned admission into one of the country's top universities. On graduation day, Michael sat in the audience remembering every difficult night. Every overdue bill. Every sacrifice. Every moment he feared he wasn't enough. And as he watched his daughter walk across the stage, he realized something profound. The greatest gift he had ever given Lily wasn't financial security. It wasn't education. It wasn't opportunity. It was an example. He had shown her that character matters. That doing the right thing matters. That kindness matters. And those lessons would stay with her forever. Before we reach the end, if this story touched your heart, please like the video, share it with friends and family, and subscribe to support more inspiring stories like this one. Special request, comment below with the words, "Kindness changes lives," if you believe one honest decision can create a better future for someone else. Years after the Ferrari crash, people still talked about the corporate scandal that shook the business world. But Michael rarely thought about that. What he remembered most was a rainy evening, a wrecked Ferrari beside a highway, and a simple choice. A choice between ignoring a problem or helping someone he would never meet. That decision changed everything. Not because it made him rich. Not because it brought recognition. But because it proved a timeless truth. When we choose integrity over convenience, courage over fear, and kindness over selfishness, life has a way of opening doors we never knew existed. And somewhere beyond wealth, success, and status lies something far more valuable. The knowledge that one good heart can change the course of many lives. The billionaire abandoned her wrecked Ferrari. But inside that broken car was more than evidence. It was a test of character. And a struggling single father passed it. The reward wasn't money. The reward was hope. And hope, once given, has the power to change everything. The end.